Beyond Bitcoin Hangouts are meant to give everyone a voice, a chance to speak with others who are passionate advocates for expanding the blockchain's use cases out into the world and beyond. Do you have a crypto community you would like to represent and hold open hangouts for? If so, you might find yourself on the path to owning a stake in Beyond Bitcoin. We are looking for people who care about people who want to bring others together, because crypto communities are people. Beyond Bitcoin is a movement of thinkers and doers in the crypto space. And if you feel you are one of them, reach out to beyondbitcoin@gmail.com for more information on how to debut your community's efforts to reach to the stars and beyond. Welcome everybody to another Beyond Bitcoin Hangout. Today is Friday, March 17th, 2017. And as every week, we are joined by a bunch of blockchain nerds who are interested in the decentralized economy and the other things that it's going to bring to us and what we're going to do with it as we move into the future. So we have a little humble group that gets together and has a good few listeners these days. Who join up every week to either guest speak and give updates on their blockchain-based projects, or they join up to listen live and ask questions, or they just want to tune in every week and listen, see what's going on in our ecosystem, so to speak. So with that said, this week we have 3 members who are going to be talking about their projects, giving updates. And this is episode 199. So next week is going to be episode 200. Get ready to wear your party hats, everyone. With that said, PeerPlays is going to be up today first, followed by eSteem. And then we're going to move into virtual growth and his Virgrow UIA. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask Data Security Node, are you there?
Hello. Yes, I am.
I figured you were there. I just figured you were probably across the room listening on your speakers. Okay, with that said, I've got your attention. You're online. You're sounding good. So you're here for the PeerPlays update. I'll go ahead and step back, and I'll let you do what you do best, man.
Thank you very much, Fuzzy. Hello, everybody. My name is Jonathan Bahai. I am the president of the PeerPlays Blockchain Standards Association, the nonprofit association which is heading up the PeerPlays project. And this past week, we have been busy with development, similar to what we were doing the week before. Actually, as we speak, we have video production going on at the bunker right now. For the past few days, we've had videographers working here for a promotion video, which we expect to be releasing quite soon. Aside from that, we've been also busy with coordinating our teams around the world, working on the sports betting application. That is the application which is going to be focused on the specific sports betting industry. And with that, we're going to be introducing a new website that talks about the sports betting application specifically, aside from PeerPlays. And the reason we want to do that is because we are focusing on that segment. So instead of conflating, crypto with sports betting, this is going to be where we are, because we are a production-ready project. We want to be sure that the applications that we release are going to be ideally suited for the target market which they are serving. I understand this is a somewhat new concept in crypto, as we all know, because we know that we tend to see that with projects. There's very little thought given to the end user and the market which it's serving. And in this case, though, there is much thought being given to it. And we have people who are experts in these fields. We also have people who are marketing experts, outreach experts, which are all working together to make sure that the sports betting application, which is going to be powered by PeerPlays, is going to be a huge success. So aside from that, we also have set the date for April 7th to be when we release the new testnet for the core wallet for PeerPlays. So you understand, this is only going to be the core wallet. This is the specific application which PeerPlay holders will be using to be able to manage their PeerPlays. So this testnet with the core wallet is not going to include the gaming aspect of PeerPlays. And the reason for this is just like I talked about earlier. We are, of course, very cognizant of the products which are being produced, that they serve the markets which they are intended for. So the the testnet core wallet, which we are going to be releasing for preview on April 7th, will be specifically something that PeerPlays holders will be able to use for managing their PeerPlays, being able to participate in voting, and all these other aspects of being part of the centralized autonomous cooperative, which is PeerPlays. And that is the update for this week. And unfortunately, Michael could not join us today. So if there are any questions, I'll be happy to.
How many witnesses do you intend or that you want to roll out for the initial debut of the PeerPlays blockchain when it goes live?
So we have a lot of existing historical data on this topic in regards to witnesses. We've already had 2 blockchains launched, which generally have floated anywhere between 19 to 25 witnesses. So somewhere within the range of those numbers are ideally what we'd likely be looking at for PeerPlays as well.
Okay, thanks.
And the testnet will be a good place for people to run a witness. Is that going to be correct?
Are you referring to what I just announced regarding April 7th?
Yeah.
So the testnet that we're launching is actually going to be the hosted wallet. So it is going to be a hosted wallet specifically for people to be able to test out the functionality, be able to see the navigation, be able to see some of the new design that we have incorporated into this, and specifically for testing out the wallet itself. We aren't going to be looking for witnesses to be coming on board for this specific testnet. That'll be coming at a later date.
So you'll have your own witnesses that'll be centralized, which is a testnet. So just so everybody knows, but you guys will probably run a few witnesses and have it so people can interact with the blockchain.
That's correct. The purpose of this testnet initially is simply for PeerPlays holders to see how they're going to be able to manage their PPY tokens and what they can anticipate for the ease of use in being able to be part of the PeerPlays decentralized autonomous co-op.
I think that would be really cool if what time is it going to be launched? Can you tell me? Because I'm thinking we could do an unveiling party.
At this point, we haven't actually thought about a specific hour. However, given that it is going to be on a Friday, I suppose it could be given a specific time.
Maybe make it midnight, the stroke of midnight.
Sure, I'll take it back to the team and see what they say.
That sounds good. I think it would be really cool because this is going to be this isn't going to be the wallet with the game betting or any of that stuff in it. It's going to be where you manage your funds, correct?
That's correct. We made this specifically so that people who are PPY token holders are going to be able to participate with the DAC. It's not going to have anything to do with the gaming aspect. And this comes back to our dedication to ensuring that applications we are producing are going to be designed around the end user and the target user who is going to be utilizing these things. So it makes no sense for us to be producing a wallet with games in it because at the end of the day, anybody who does want to play those games that is a PPY user will simply download the application that is dedicated to that, because vice versa, we would have to release applications that include the wallet. And this is where everybody will start, this is where you start to lose the mass audience. The mass audience then starts to spin their head and goes, oh, what is this crazy thing? And all these other things that we have to look at. And, oh, this is confusing. And everybody here who's been in BitShares, they've all heard this before, and of course, there's been this call in BitShares for reducing the wallet's complexities and whatnot. But at the same time, with BitShares, it's always been about being able to export everything that's available on the blockchain into the default wallet without really a lot of thought going into the end user or the specific target. And this is why there's been confusion within that community for some time. So with PeerPlays, of course, we have learned from those mistakes. And we've also enlisted people who are new in a sense. Like they are not from the crypto space, so they aren't their dedication is to being able to produce and release an effective product. So this is much more efficient. Where in the crypto space we tend to see a lot of people kind of get, I don't know what you want to call it, hazy-eyed or blockchain visioned.
And where every blockchain's worth it.
Yeah, exactly. And so and then that tends to it's kind of like the dog starts to wag the tail, and that tends to be where the decision making goes, where we're taking a totally opposite approach.
Well, I look forward to the unveiling of the wallet. I'll say that it'll be very interesting because I know that you guys have had a dedicated team who's working on this stuff. So it'll be cool to see what they've come up with.
Well, like I said, we have a videographer outside right now who is working with our outreach coordinator, Robin, and they're shooting portions of the video, which is going to be coming out soon. And from what I can tell, it looks like it's going to be fantastic. I don't know all the details. They're keeping some of it a surprise for me, apparently. So I will, once the video is out, I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised. But from what I saw, it's looking really fantastic.
Well, are you going to be in the video?
It doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look like it. Those are your famous last words. Well, it sounds awesome. I know you guys are busy over there, so unless there's anything that you guys have that you haven't covered or anybody else has any questions or comments, I'm perfectly okay with letting you slide out a little bit early, man.
That'd be great. The shifting in the time here kind of threw me off as well. So if there aren't any questions, I just like to wish everyone a good day.
Well,
let's clarify that time thing again. When Chris signed off, are we still on track with 9 a.m. Central Time, or are we shifting that due to the difference in time in Europe?
Well, hold on. Before we get into that data, how can anybody reach out to you if they want to participate in the crowd sale, if they want to help out, or if they want to be part of this, or maybe a witness? If they have any questions or comments that they'd like to direct towards you, how would they do that?
There's lots of options. Go to peerplays.com. You could see everything about the PeerPlays crowd sale, which is going on now. We actually just did an update to our website today, as a matter of fact. I just got notice of that. That makes it easier for people to be able to find the PeerPlays bulletin. That was something that was a little hidden previously, and didn't, and so people had to find that. But now it's front and center within our peerplays.com website. You can also reach us at powerup@peerplays.com. And we are also all over social media. So if you can follow us on Twitter @PeerPlays, you can follow us on Facebook @PeerPlays, and you can also join our Rocket Chat at peerplays.chat. And we are also on Telegram. So if you want to join the Telegram group, simply go to @PeerPlays, and you'll be able to join the Telegram group as well.
Thank you very much, Data. And thank you again to everybody who joins up to these Hangouts and provides information on what they're doing in the space. As Data kind of alluded to earlier, a lot of blockchains in the space, and blockchain projects, really just rely on going out and paying a bunch of money to have ad space and, to be pumped on forums, but they don't really reach out to the people who might be investors in their project or might become interested in what they're building. Because the thing is, whenever you have people who are able to be transparent and accountable and answer questions that people might have, it really helps trust. And in a space that's kind of like the wild, wild west, trust is paramount. So I just want to really hit home to everybody that if you share these Hangouts and these individuals' portions of the Hangouts. It always helps. If there's something that you believe in, share it with other people. That's how we continue building this and growing it. It really relies on all of us to help these individuals. So thank you very much, Data. And we're going to move on to Good Karma, who's here, who's going to be talking about eSteem. He's going to be providing updates on what he's been up to, showing how he deserves the trust of a community.
Yeah, hi everyone, and sorry again. I guess my microphone has the issue last couple of weeks. I will be talking about latest update on eSteem project, and I just pasted the link in our last updates. We made quite a few changes on the eSteem mobile app, and some of the changes are including the new library, which we kind of incorporated to use, because from last couple updates we introduced the multi-chain, and we saw the need for managing multiple libraries, so we created one specifically for eSteem app, and this library is called eSteem library, and it uses it supports both chains, which is Steem and Golas, and in future we can maintain and extend this library to add the support for bit shares and other chains which use similar APIs on a Graphene blockchains, and this also helped us to increase the performance of app, because when user now changes the chain from Steem to Golas, or they change their username from the one from chain and to Golas chain, app can work easily, and doesn't give headache to user when they're changing. So it helps quite a lot for the performance of app, and we also improved some of the navigation on during the post and comments and votes, and some other functionalities, and we added new feature called the day and night mode. We heard some users were having issues during nighttime if they are reader, and if they like reading blog posts and articles during nighttime, it can be very difficult to read, because app had only daytime mode, which had a white background, and it could be very light during nighttime and not easy to read.
It always bothered my wife, Good Karma. So I'm happy about this nighttime mode.
Yeah, that's great to hear, and that's the reason we added night mode, so you can easily read multiple posts, and it also saves battery from device, because the mobile devices have not smartphones take up a lot of battery as well, so doing the night mode also saves the light from the screen, which in turn saves the battery on the device. And we also added few new languages: Persian, Croatian, Ukrainian, and Malay languages. Overall, we have now around 23 languages. So users from 23 countries or using 23 languages can change the app to their language and use app in their own language, so they don't get confused finding some features and some functions. And translation, community is helping a lot with translation, and it's quite amazing to see how the progress is being done. Every time we add new phrases or improve the app, we have a few new phrases, and we see that translation being done within a day or two. So that's quite good to know that community is supporting this translation and helping us. And in return, we are also trying to reward them for their time and contribution. In addition to the rewarding translators, we also add them in about page in app, where we give credit to the translators and link to their profile pages, so everyone can go and look up to their blogs and follow them and support them for the translation they have done. to eSteem. And we also added few improvements to viewing the comments and posts and introducing the new slider for better changing the voting weight and increase some button sizes. And we also, as we talked in our last update, we also now introduced the escrow transfers. So now you can make transfers by choosing your escrow agent, and this feature is already implemented in Steam. So we followed what Dan made post about how escrow transfers work, and we followed his example, and we implemented it. So you can now go to the transfer page and choose escrow transfer, and you can choose anyone as an escrow agent. So that way you can make sure in case of some dispute, or if in case of disagreement between parties, you can be sure that agent will act accordingly. And it opens up a lot of doors for eSteam moving forward, because now users can make between themselves contracts or payment contracts. They can, for example, take some project and make a payment upfront, but choosing escrow, and in case of they don't deliver, escrow payments can be returned, and so on. So it opens multiple possibilities and usage. And that's basically what in a nutshell what the latest updates were. And there was a lot of improvements and performance updates.
Now you say, oh, hold on a second. There you go. You said something that I don't know if anybody else noticed, but you were talking about a lot of these performance upgrades, enabling it so it could function with multiple chains.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you care to go into that at all?
Yes, of course. As you may know, eSteam now, it already supports from last couple updates. We already support Steam and Golas chain, and we also support multi-account. So if you're using eSteam mobile app, you can add multiple accounts to eSteam and use it as you go. So you can, let's say you have on Steam you have a official Fuzzy, and you might have another account Fuzzy with, and you can add both accounts in eSteam, and you can be using both accounts on eSteam. So you can quite easily change your accounts and vote same post with your other account, or comment with other account, and so on. And same goes for the Golas chain as well. And you might be having different accounts from both chains. Let's say you have official Fuzzy on Steam and you have same account on Golas. So you can also add both accounts to eSteam and use them as you go. When you change account from, let's say when you change your account on Steam to Golas, then eSteam automatically changes the chain for you and fetches the post from Golas chain, and you can continue using without feeling the change, and just and comment and upvote and so on. I don't know if that helped to clear
It does clear up what it can do. I'm kind of, the reason why I was curious is I kind of wanted to know what you're thinking about doing in the future with that, if there's anything that you've been thinking of lately, because I know we've had some conversations behind the scenes, but I didn't know how much of that you could talk about.
Well, you can see that Steam is growing, and as well as Golos, and they have kind of different market and different users, but at the same time they are quite similar, and they're promoting same technology.
Mm-hmm. No, you cut out again, Gordon.
Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Yeah, in a way they supporting both chain and promoting, and we want to give them same functionality and easy use of from mobile, easy access to their chains and their favorite, the bloggers or favorite soon to be the communities and so on. And in future with eSteam library, we can extend it to give them more possibilities and usage. You can think it as having one app which you can do everything. Let's say you have now we have, for you to earn some tokens, right? You can earn Steam or Golas by posting and commenting and voting and getting curation rewards and so on. So in future, you can expect to have a way to spend that money and to have a circular kind of model closing the loop where you earn money and you spend it to buy goods and services inside the app. So where we will have a marketplace for the services and apps, and as well as for the goods and other things. But that's kind of the longer term. And another thing that we might add is we talked a few times already to add support of exchanging multiple currencies. That's where the BitShares comes in, and we will in near future add that support as well.
Oh, dang.
There are a few things happening behind the scenes, some partnerships which I will announce later on when things are clear and everything is set it up. But it will be like you have everything in one app, and you can use it for everything. Let's say buying stuff and earning and everything inside one app. But it's kind of the longer term, and we are also working on desktop app. So that will be like eSteem having standalone mobile and desktop app, and you can access your profiles from both places. And desktop app, I see a lot of potential on desktop app because most crypto users they are more familiar with the wallets and desktop applications, and I think we can have that with eSteem and give them wallet and as well as social aspect of Steam and Golas, and have a marketplace inside it and with the exchange of tokens. So it's all in one app, and we are moving towards that.
That might make it the best multi-currency wallet in existence. It probably, I can't think of one that would be better. But anyway, does anybody have any questions or comments for Good Karma? I want to ask you personally what the partnership is about, but I know that you can't, so I'm just gonna pout a little bit to myself, and I'll leave it alone for right now. Is there anything else that you would like to bring up? I know there's one question I have, which is how many languages is eSteem in now? But other than that, I'm just stunned by what you're up to, man.
eSteem UI has been already translated in 23 languages, and we have a lot of translators and contributors who is doing other language translations and reviewing. It will increase eventually, and for now we have 23 languages, and from 23 language we can see that there are people who is on Steam from different cultures and different languages, and having that on eSteam, we hope to the minimal barrier for the entrance and help them to increase their native community around the same language and build their own communities.
That sounds like a great idea. Have you ever considered having like a forum for them where you could literally have each one of these communities from various regions, like have ambassadors and stuff?
Well, actually, Steam is having communities in near future, so that will be also in part of eSteam. So there is on. You can check it from Steemit in GitHub. So there are some works and some discussions going on about planning out and building communities, just like on Reddit. So that things will come soon.
Like I said before, when we talk about the valuation of Reddit being at approximately $5 billion, $5 billion market cap for Steam to essentially kill Reddit is not unthinkable by any stretch of the imagination. I'll say. Well,
yeah, of course. I mean, it all comes down to the marketing and onboarding more and more users and giving them easy to use tools.
Yep, the community tools are amazing. Are a big onboarding benefit that we can have that Reddit wouldn't. Another benefit lately I don't know if you've been paying attention, Good Karma, but there are like Reddit has been banning some of their communities. So there's a lot of pushback because of the centralized control of Reddit,
Yeah,
making it so
censorship.
they can censor. So I think that's the hidden one that a lot of people don't realize. And what you're doing, what your app could be, is a place where everybody could, people could actually report on news in their areas and tell people about what's going on. And there's a lot of stuff you can do if you have something like this.
Yeah,
I would like to suggest that you become a Paxful affiliate and allow people to buy bitcoins through your app as well, so that they can buy Steam and Steam backed dollars. But they need to be able to buy Bitcoin to do that, and you can make a little extra by becoming a Paxful affiliate.
yeah, that will come soon because I mean we have already internal exchange, but in the next version, I'm thinking to increase that, having charts and start by implementing the exchange of tokens and buying bitcoins and powering up Steam power and so on. It will come soon. Yeah.
You're awesome.
Thanks. If anyone have a question or suggestions, please feel free to reach me at info@eSteem.ws email, and you can also comment any of my posts, and you can reach me out by chats, and I will be happy to answer questions and get feedback and work on the new feature requests and so on.
Well, I'll just have to echo what Brendel said there and say that you're awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
Keep doing what you're doing. I love the tools. And I love the fact that you have it in so many languages, and that this is something that really could become a worldwide phenomena for people to be able to use these tools. So, thank you, man. Now, with that said, I want to just remind everybody to keep their eyes out for Good Karma when they're on the forums or whenever they're on Steam, and support what he's doing. Give him an upvote. Re-Steam his updates. This is a person that if we support him and help him out and kind of echo what he's doing, it will amplify somebody who can do a lot of stuff with what they're given. I just can't express that enough. Now, with that said, Virtual Growth is going to be coming up next, and he's going to be talking about Virgrow and some other things that he's up to with that. Are you there, Virtual Growth?
Yes, I am.
All right, man. Well, obviously I can take the stage from you, but I should step away since you are the one who's...
Fair enough. I'll see what I can do with myself.
All right, my friend. I'll step back.
I'm going through a bunch of things today. I've been talking to numerous people behind the scenes, as always, and some people approach me with other ideas. It's continuing evolving my other ideas. My Steam land idea might turn into a crypto land idea to present a bunch of cryptocurrency ideas in the virtual world with information about all of them and potential meeting room and presentations. That's my eventual idea, so I'm gonna pursue that as well. I made numerous posts yesterday. They all did well for the first time ever, which is a great thing. No experiment has changed the value that goes to different users, and it's all interesting. Some people unhappy about it, some people are happy about it, so we'll just see what happens in the long run. Steam Prentice is 300 members strong. It's originally started at 10 Steam to join a few months ago. It is now about 12 Steam to join, up 20% in reinvested value, pays out about 1% in dividends per month in Steam. Steam has gone down in value and it's going back up. Some people were interested in that, and doing well. You can check out the post. I shared links. And for those listening, you can check out Virtual Growth on Steam at . Also talking to Mr. Wang about a possible Wang Sense idea that has been delayed. However, I have another idea of short Steam that I'm going to do in the near future. We're going to do a asset which will represent the shorting of Steam, since that doesn't exist anywhere. Introduce it on BitShares. Completely decided on all the details yet, but it looks like people are interested, so I'm going to pursue that idea further.
Do you have
Otherwise,
any more details on that one specific one?
what was that I just said?
I know that you said you didn't have all the. Do you have any more details on that one?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a short Steam. I'm also thinking of shorting the Steam back dollar. The Steam back dollar will be easier because we can just take it on the opposite side of $1 valuation. Back dollar can go up and down. We can do it as a simple margin. And as far as shorting Steam, I'm not sure on the margin I'm gonna do. May just introduce an asset and start at a small margin and increase it depending on overall interest and feedback of the community.
Interesting. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't want to interrupt you
okay.
too much, but that when you said that, I wanted to just stop you just for a second on it. Please go ahead.
Well, that asset will have to be backed by Steam itself, so to make sure it's properly liquidatable, I will use Steam. You can use Steam from post to fuel it. So when we make post about it, that Steam will use to offer it on the market. That way, it is covered, and just kind of grow it out as an experimental asset and see how it goes and learn as we go, as always, like everything.
That's a great idea. I'm sorry, you did grab me whenever you talked about that.
No problem.
I know that you have other stuff that you were going to say, so go ahead.
Otherwise, I was helping with Task Manager to do market making. They originally had an PO that was 1 Steam, and they're worth 2.2 Steam, so it was a great deal. I bought more of them than anybody, and doubling my money on those slowly. Task Manager also recently gave me 100 from the promotion account for doing the giveaways, so that's going to go towards future giveaways. I own over I think it's 2,000 Task Manager, puts me number 5th on the list after the Task Manager accounts, so I am the number 1 holder. On Trail, I have been the number 1 holder other than Trail. Currently, I'm number 4. I sell some back that helps increase value, and I've helped a lot of people along the way learning about those. And I've been finding more interest in my giveaways because I'm giving away BitShares assets to the community. I also gave away a Brownie Points asset yesterday too. I added that to list to sneak it in and try it out. PeerPlays is on there. Will be not given out until they're active again, but I have it on there to see about interest. Same thing with Thursdays. Just different assets from the Steemit community and beyond Bitcoin. Seems to only make sense to incorporate the both of them. I'll pause for a moment if anybody has any questions, feedback, or anything else.
I'll shut up for a moment and give silence in case somebody else has something to say.
Thank you, T-Bone.
I will personally say that I will upvote. I know that I will upvote pretty much anything that you're doing that is giving away BitShares and getting people on board. So you have my support if I know about it whenever that happens. I think it would be really cool to have the statistics of, to show how many new accounts come on after giveaways and things like that. If you could do that, and
yeah, I can do some more for new accounts for BitShares itself and do an update on that stat.
Yeah, and just have some of the stats. And what we could do is we could bring it to the BitShares community too. Maybe even get worker proposals for this. You'll be able to run some giveaways. I would gladly work with you on it because we're going to have the share bot that's going to be done, and it's going to have the ability to have guest lists where you can sign up and to be on the list of accounts that will get a token. So we'll have a bunch of stuff that we can do with that, and you'll be able to actually work with that as well. But I would say sticking to BTS and maybe a couple different tokens is the best route, just to keep it simple. Because you give a bunch of people different tokens at first that I don't know that all of them are going to have any clue what the heck is going on with them.
Yeah, it's mostly core tokens.
Yeah.
The major tokens, block pays, PeerPlays will be included. And then the community tokens with Trail and Task Manager, those are the main focus, yes.
Yeah, that's kind of your little mutual fund that you're building in the BitShares ecosystem is Virgrow, essentially.
Yeah, it's a something like that, a mutual fund. Also, it's investing in the cryptocurrencies. It also going to be a major investment in cryptocurrencies based on their moving averages and stuff. It includes BitShares and Dash and Ethereum, and sometimes I do margin trading. Essentially, investing in me and my ideas and is talking behind the scenes with other people and possibly helping people to set up their own tokens and businesses and other resources in all of that, which I did before in virtual worlds, before Bitcoin. There were stock markets, a virtual stock market in like Second Life, and we used a virtual currency, and then companies would have their own. And this is kind of what BitShares is in a decentralized manner, but it's also in their virtual sense of all these minds getting together and talking. So I think maybe I can introduce my Steamland idea into a crypto land idea with meeting rooms, maybe business rooms or some sorts of mixture, and those resources and people can be shared in the virtual world in the 3D environment for those interested. I still haven't found the right people or resource, but I explore that every now and then. Every now and then I hear a little information about possible interest from other people, and I share it with other people and they go check it out. So hopefully by the end of the year, I'll get that going into some other realm as well.
See, I'll tell you right now, VG, Steamland, and I prefer it, honestly, to be Cryptoland, because although I love Steam, don't get me wrong, I love Steam, and I love BitShares. BitShares really, like, since we've been BitShares centric for so long, I've often thought how cool it was that we're going to be able to focus on we're going to trade all these different tokens, and we could trade other cryptocurrencies, right? So that's kind of where we are. But with what you're doing, do you feel like you're making a decent bit from it? Because it sounds like you're kind of you're trading all these, but then we have this project that would be, I think, really big, but is going to cost a lot of money to do. And what I mean by that is the crypto land idea. I have thought about this and talked with Joey D about it on multiple occasions. If Joey D well, I don't know if you're here or not, Joey D, but if you're able to talk, Joey would be able to tell you this is an idea that we've had many times, but there's a lot of resources that goes into what we would need to do to get there.
I don't want to do it all and customize it on our own. That's just too much, and that doesn't make sense at this current time. That's why I'm trying to push to get something going in the world of Wire Grid, which is based on Bitcoin and also is also in different countries. It's not in the United States, and these other countries that have more complications, there's less complications. So cryptocurrency is allowed as a base currency for that virtual world, and just as a meeting place to exchange ideas and have information set up there with pictures and links that people can go and visit might prove useful to a certain community of people and groups. I agree, haven't found those right people. And in the past, when I was in Second Life, we had a big community of investors and think tanks and everything else. I also used to attend a talk show called Science Fridays, where they talked about a bunch of science stuff, and something like 50 to 100 people signed into the virtual world to listen, and it was pretty interesting, and I'd like to see things like that again.
Well, I would love to see, like, have you gone back to those communities?
I'm in indirect contact with them, and it still doesn't make sense to bring about that idea because of certain functions that are not quite fluid yet. One of them is the dividend fund BitShares, which appears to be in the process of coming about, that then people that have the idea of stocks will be able to send dividends more easily, and that's a big thing. And then, of course, the giving out the share bots and some type of dividend program. And also the barrier of using BitShares, because everybody's using Bitcoin, and people have this, it's another wallet and another exchange, and it's just too many layers and barriers. But it's all getting better in here, little by little. It's just taking more time.
You're right, man. I just laughed and interrupted because I just think to myself when you say that, whenever I first opened up a Bitcoin wallet. Now, mind you, whenever you're somebody who's grown up with games and, modding games and things like that, and using botting software and things like this, like the QT wallet wasn't anything extremely difficult, but it was kind of alien to me, trying to figure out how it all worked.
Right, something new and different from what we've used before.
Yeah. So, like, a lot of us forget that we've been around for so long that to us is very, very basic stuff. And then, but you have to kind of imagine, like, if I had just learned about Bitcoin and I dropped this got dropped in my lap as the wallet for another cryptocurrency that I held. There's a huge learning curve, man, comparatively.
Right. And then as far as the e-commerce thing, like how do you use BitShares through e-commerce? The tools don't exist yet. And BitShares on coinpayments.net, which is one of the biggest ones, it's integrated into other ones. BitShares doesn't even have any votes for BitShares or BitUSD yet, which I find kind of interesting.
What is this service?
Coin payments.
Well, then we'll have to get on it, man. Coin payments.
Yeah, we could mention that in the BitShares talk to potentially talk them. That's what Clyde did for the Steam community. We didn't have many votes, but Clyde just talked to them and got it taken care of directly and paid a fee to get it set up.
Oh, that's what we'll probably have to do then. Just throw them some money.
Yeah, then they do the coding and set it up. But that will be a way to put BitUSD into coin payments, which would be big because then that would be a USD cryptocurrency, which people would have interest in.
Your segments are always the ones that are like, it's like I'm going to have somebody bring a stained glass window, a brand new one into my room every Friday. I don't know what I'm going to get. I know the artist, but that's all I know.
That sounds interesting.
So I really appreciate the idea because I think that if we reach out to them now, don't get me wrong. I think that BlockPay is trying to get into e-commerce stuff as well in the future. So I think that will come, but
yeah. The other alternatives, if we can just have it up for vote and just talk to the BitShares community and get it voted, and if there's enough people in the community, that's an option as well. We can talk about this further at one point or another. I just wanted to mention it.
Yeah, it's just really good stuff, man. Maybe you and I and Joey can talk after all of after this hangout about some of this other stuff. But for right now, is there anything that you haven't covered that you would like to cover?
No, that's about it. I just put out some posts and looking for feedback for Steam Prentice because we used to have like a mentorship and a crowdfund. People ask for fund and help and give help. And we just opened it up in Discord and we have 20 people there. So looking to expand upon that. And I'm going to more incorporate Steam, which is the user issue asset that represents Steam Prentice as an investment, which will be growing in Steam as a way to indirectly invest in Steam power through BitShares, which I think some people may find interesting in the future.
That's a good one too. You have another one on that list? You might as well read it off if you do.
I don't think so. Just all sorts of ideas. They're all coming and going and changing and evolving.
Same here.
I did a post on that today about just my ideas.
Same here, man. Sometimes I just want to get my ideas done before I unveil them, though. Sometimes, like I don't.
And anyone, anytime, welcome to talk to me and reach out to me, as numerous people do. I found myself consulting behind the scenes and even being paid for it by some people. So that's what I've been doing as well. It's fun and interesting. It's a way to share knowledge. I'm not really specialized in any one field. It's a mixture of a bunch of things. And you can find me as Virtual Growth on Gmail, Discord, and steemit.chat.
And look out for the giveaways.
Always look out for the giveaways. Those and the posts are reaching like $10 now. They're gonna have good value and a good way to spread the information about these tokens and the awareness of the tokens in BitShares itself. I also have going to restart. I had some Bitcoin faucets, and I have links to BitShares and Steemit for people signing up, and thinking maybe if I could automate some way to do tokens as well through that and create token faucets, it will be a way to grow and gain more referrals and signups and exposure and awareness and so on and so forth.
Well, what would be cool is to see you get some referral fees from getting people onto the BitShares network. I think that's one of the steps that I would like to see for you. Since you're already doing this stuff, it would take you about an extra probably 20 seconds to copy and paste a link to download the wallet.
Right, and what I actually would like to potentially do is create some type of game, or possibly a way that people are learning with some assets in a more simple way, and then develop a front-end application to do something like that. And I'm just looking around, and sometime later this year, maybe I'll see more tools to further explore that idea as well, and that would definitely lead to a bunch of signups.
Well, I look forward to seeing you moving forward with this stuff. I see that everything that you're doing is kind of growing, or it's in a phase where I think is called metamorphosis. So thanks for the update, and I guess we'll just go ahead and unless anybody has any other questions, we'll stop this and move on to the after party.
La 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 la.